Hello and welcome to yet another Learn Sanskrit video, and this time we are doing the exercises for lesson 6, and this is actually the first of two exercise videos. And on the screen here we can see that I have some PDFs that you can download from the description. The first PDF is the exercises themselves. You can see here we have six of these Devanagari to English, and then we have the English to Devanagari there. So those are 2 pages of the same document, and then we have the solutions, and they are also 2 pages like that, and corresponding to the exercises themselves, to the assignments. And you can see here also that I have repeated here the assignment itself on the answers, just so that you have everything on the same page here, so you can easier see exactly the process, how the translation is done. And you can actually use this page later on yourself, just to as a reminder of the process. So you can use it both as a checkup for the first attempt to solve the exercise, and then you can use it as some kind of reference to go back to. Oh yeah, that's what it was like that. Okay, so enough about that. And now, but if you don't want to download the PDFs, you can just copy down the sheets that I've written here, the handwritten ones here, which we will I have 4 of these sheets now, and I will show them 5 seconds each, so that you can stop the video a couple of times and take them down if you need that. So I'll give you 5 seconds each. So A1 is here, 5 seconds. And then A1 number 2. And then the first A2. And then the second of the A2s. And now let's start solving these. So we start always with our transliteration, and so that will be Sahab Dhavati Sa Cha Kadati, and our semicolon as usual here. And so he, the pronoun Saha, he, Dhavati, he runs. We have the implicit he in the verb as well, and we have Sa, she, and we have an and here, and we have she eats, like that. And what type of and is this? That well, in this case it operates as a clause, type of and. So it's definitely a C. We index it with a C, because and we usually do this on the eswo line, or English with Sanskrit word order here. We also, this is an analysis line, we can say, of the Sanskrit. So so we understand, so we tell our teacher that we have understood that it is a clause type and. And now we want to go back to the, or go down to the English here. It looks like this. He runs. So we simplify the implicit. The pronoun saha sort of trumps the implicit subject there, so it takes over. So it's that one which goes down there. So he runs and she eats. And the same thing here, of course. Like that. Okay, and here when we now have the sentence in English form, we can easier see that this is clause 1 and this is clause 2. And the rule then is that and should always go after the first word in the second clause. So we see that she and have switched position here in the eswo line. Another point here is that this English line does not contain a C here. So I haven't written a C here. Why? Because first of all, because we're translating from Devanagari to English, but sometimes we actually do put the letter there when it's ambiguous. For our plan, for our idea here always is that the English line should always be retranslatable into Sanskrit. So that's the main rule here. So if you want to get some poetic English or some more beautiful other thing, you can do an English line too for yourself if you want. But what I want on the English line is that we end up with a format that can be retranslated. And in the case then with clauses, there is no ambiguous thing here going on. So we always, if we have a clause 1 and a clause 2, then we always put the and after the first word in the second clause. So I don't need to have a C here if I were to retranslate it. Okay, that's enough of that. And then we have number 2 here, Chajami. Well, oops. Dawami. Wow. So someone is abandoning, and that one is I abandon. And we don't have any subject. Or we have an implicit subject. We don't have any separate subject. We don't have any pronoun or proper noun. We don't have Radha or Krishna or someone else specifying who the subject is. So then we write or. We have I run, Dawami, and we have another or. So here we immediately see we have 2 of these, so it must be B syntax. So in this case we are linking 2 verbs, and 2 words is so we verbs are words, right? So we are linking words, and so we are having, and since we have two ors, we have to have a B syntax. Okay, and then what I do here in the English line is, first of all, I mark out that we don't have any explicit subject. I abandon, or I run, and then we put the B here also, because if I were to retranslate without a B, then our default is A. So if I don't have any or, if I just write I abandon or I run without the B indexed, I would take syntax A. So or A. Oh, I should write it like that. So or with nothing on it is equal to or A. And if we had so then we couldn't reproduce this particular syntax then with, if we wouldn't have a B here. So that's why I'm doing all this. All right, and so let's do number 3. Kadasi. Jadjasi. Davasi. Cha. And someone is eating, and we have a C ending, so you eat, you abandon, and you run. A lot of activity there. And all right, and we see here that it's verbs. We now have 3 verbs that we're linking. So and verbs are words, so it's a word type of syntax. So then we have either A or B we can choose from, and in this case we only have one cha. We only have one and, so we mark it out with an A, and then we write you eat, because we don't have any pronoun or other indication. You eat, you abandon, and you run. Like that. And now, since my so the same here then for and just an and is and A. If for linking words, not for linking clauses. So either a verb, or whether it's a verb or a pronoun or noun or whatever it is. Same here. You do like, so they are sharing this in the middle there. So if we're linking a noun, if we're linking a verb, if we're linking pronouns, and we find either the or the and without index, then we are assuming it's a syntax. Okay, that's it. Another point here is simply that you could have written this sentence if I do like this now, like that, and then so I could have translated this as you eat, abandon, and run. That would be perfectly all right, because since we're dealing with verbs here, and we don't have any explicit pronoun. We don't have an explicit, so therefore it doesn't add up. It doesn't make. Otherwise, if we were to have like you eat with a pronoun, then that would create a clause, and then the situation would be different. So, but here we are just dealing with separate words in the Sanskrit. So it's just, we're just lining up three words here, three verbs here, like that. So either of these two translations would be adequate, because we could retranslate them back into Devanagari and get the exact same result. Okay, good. Now let's go to the second part of sheet A1, or A1 exercises. So we once more have three Devanagari here. Dhahavati cha kadami cha. Yes, okay, and we have so implicit subject, he runs, and kadami, okay, implicit subject again, I run. So first person instead, and another and obviously these are two verbs here, so we are using, and verbs are words, and so we're choosing between A and B syntax, and since we have two words here, two and words, we should select B syntax, because that's what B is all about. So in the B syntax, of course, you put the conjunction after each word, like that. So in English, okay, we don't have any explicit subject, so we put that into a pair of parentheses. He runs, and I run. Like that, and then we have to, since it's B syntax, we always have to mark it out, as I said on the previous sheet there, on the previous page. Okay, number 5. Sa khadati saha va tyajati. Okay, well, I have to have an A here also. Tyajati. And here we have separate pronouns. She eats. He, or and then that he is here also. Tyajati. And so this is a clause syntax, like that. It's a clause syntax. So I put a C, I index my or with a C, and then I write the translation. She eats, or he abandons, like that. And once more, implicit subject, so the he is that one and the she is that one. Unlike here up in number 4, where that he is sort of, we do like that instead. Oh, I made a mistake there. Okay, I shouldn't have parentheses there. Okay, good. Oh, that was a good thing I spotted that. But if you wonder, or if you sort of have if you have a problem, if I do something that you find strange, you can always check on the exercise sheets, the answer sheets. I may not always follow that, so I hope I'm following it. It's my intention to follow everything, but I may screw it up now and then. As I did right now, but I was lucky to catch it early. So he runs and B, I run. So the point about the implicit subject, then, that's the implicit subject within parentheses there. Okay, good. And we are back to the black here, and number 6. Okay, another point here was that here I don't have to index my or, because we are dealing with a clause syntax. So my clause 1 is here and my clause 2 is here. And since this is the case, then my or will always go in here. So that it's nothing. So I don't have to say that it is. I must be able to spot. If I can't identify that this English sentence is a clause type of sentence, then I have to study some more. So we have to understand this. So I'm talking now about retranslation again here. So if we were to retranslate it, we wouldn't need an index on our or here. Okay, back to the black here. Dawasi. Dawasi. Tyajati. Cha. And we have then implicit subject in either case. You run, he abandons. And okay, and then you run and he abandons. And we don't have to put any index on the and on the English line, but on the eswo line we have to. So we have to know that this is an A. And when we retranslate it into Devanagari, the and is by default it's an A syntax for when we're dealing with linking verbs, standalone verbs. That is not dealing with clauses. Okay, let's go to sheet number A2, the first one of those two. So we're halfway. And he runs and or she abandons. Okay, so we don't have any parentheses here, so we are using separate pronouns. So he runs, and we have clause 1 here and clause 2 here. Whoops. C2, C1. He runs. So what we need to do then is we have to put the or after the she there. So let's do that. He runs, she, or. She abandons. And we also have to specify that we now know that there is a clause syntax, so it's or there, or index C. And now we do the pronouns for the transliteration. Eswo, and then we have running, dhahavati, and then sa, she, and then or, va, and then we have she abandons, so we have tyajati. Like that should be okay, and we render it. Saham Davati, and then we do her here, Sa Wa, and then Jati. Okay, good. Now let's take number 2. You eat, or B, I run, and we have parentheses, so we are just dealing with verbs, standalone words. Okay, so then you eat, but we're using B syntax here now, which is specified explicitly, so we have to have one or B there, and we have to have I run let's see. So I write I run here, I run, or be another one, instance of those. And then we do the verb here, kadasi, and then or, wa, and I run, so tawami, and then another or. And then we do the Devanagari here. Last but certainly not least, wa, and we have the, oh, that's too far apart. Wami, da wami, wa. Okay, that should be okay. Now we have the third one, she abandons, and he eats, and now we have no parentheses here, so we're dealing with separate pronouns. She abandons, and what we do there, we do he and he eats. So it's once more we have one of those C1 there and C2 there. And because of that we give that and there a clause C. Okay, and then we have so we are on the eswo line, we are always doing that. Very important line here. Okay, and then we have the transliteration line here. Sa, jati, and then comes saha, and then comes our and, cha, and then he's eating, kadati, like that. And then we just render it up, sa, jati, and saha, cha, kadati. All right, that looks good. Okay, that's third screen here, and now the fourth and last one here. I eat and you abandon. Okay, and we don't have any explicit pronouns here, so we just, it's a matter of the verbs, and verbs are words, and therefore this and here can only be one thing, namely an a syntax. So we're talking about eating here. I eat, and then you abandon, and then we are putting the verb, the conjunction last here, and and we are specifying as an A syntax. Okay, and then we have the IE tier, so that is Kadami, and then you are abandoning Jadjasi, and then we have our Cha, semicolon, and Kadami. Jadjasi, and Cha, like that, and end of sentence. Number 5, she eats and he runs. And once again we have, or once again, but we have separate pronouns here now. So she eats, and we have C1, C2 here. So the and goes after the he. So first the he, and then the and then he runs. So some kadati saha cha running Dhavati. And in Devanagari, sa kadati saha cha, whoops, Dhavati. Okay, number 6. He abandons, you run, and I eat. And here we don't have any explicit pronouns, so it's just a matter of verbs. And this A here is therefore not necessary. But I did include it just as an example that I might do it anyway. But normally A is in such a simple construction here with just 3 words, 3 verbs. We wouldn't need to specify the A there. But nevertheless, whether it is specified on the English line or not, we always specify it on the eswo line. So our eswo is our specifier line, we can say. So we have only implicit subjects here, which are in the verb itself. He abandons, you run, and of course in Sanskrit we don't have any commas. You run, and I eat, but the and goes there then. But we do specify it there, so it's an A. He abandons, you run, I eat, and. So we have Jadjati, Ti, Dhavasi, and kadami cha, and jati tava si, and kadami cha, something like that. Okay, so that's our second, and well, it's our fourth screen, but it's our second. It's A2, the last three sentences from A2 there. So I hope you had a good time there, and I hope I can see you once more in exercise video number 2 for lesson 6. So I hope to see you there, and until then, have a good day, and bye bye.